This 17 News at Noon podcast is brought to you by Clinica Sierra Vista.
Welcome back to 17 News at Noon podcast, where we share your news on your schedule. Good afternoon, and thanks for joining us for 17 News at Noon. I'm Nicole Gitske. We begin with one man dead and two men in custody following an officer-involved shooting in South Bakersfield. According to Bakersfield Police Department, officers tried to pull over a Chevrolet Avalanche around 4:20 this morning in the area of Bradley and Fremont Streets. The driver refused to stop and led police on a pursuit on Highway 99.
Just prior to the exit for Houghton Road, the vehicle lost control, crashed, and all three adult male subjects exited the vehicle and began fleeing on foot.
One of the men had a shotgun and went running onto the southbound lanes of the 99. Officers confronted the man and an officer-involved shooting occurred. BPD says the man was pronounced dead at the scene. Police were able to arrest one of the men. The other man fled. He was on the run for roughly 5 hours. Now BPD says there are no outstanding suspects at this time. Highway 99 was closed for several hours as police investigated. The roadway has since reopened. Now to the latest on the coronavirus front. As the Delta variant continues to pose a concern, Pfizer officials say the COVID-19 vaccine is highly effective against that strain. In Israel, they have one of the world's most advanced vaccination campaigns, largely based on the Pfizer-BioNTech shot. Israeli health officials say they still don't have enough data to provide insight into vaccine effectiveness against the Delta variant, but Pfizer's medical director in Israel told Israel's Channel 13 that real-world data and lab data shows that Pfizer vaccine is highly effective against the variant. He said it works at preventing symptomatic disease or preventing a difficult disease, including hospitalizations. And you can get your shot today to protect you from the novel virus. We've partnered up once again with Bakersfield College and the United Against COVID-19 Coalition to get more shots into the arms of Kern County residents. And that's where we find our own Kevin Charette. Kevin, tell us more.
Good afternoon, Nicole. Yeah, Kern Medical out here as well, and it's right here at Compassion Corner. And today you can get that vaccine, and if you do so, you also get a basket, kind of a little goodie basket they're going to give you as well. We've seen numerous people come by since we've been out here. Again, this all started at 11 o'clock and will go until 6 o'clock this evening. And we held one of these just a couple of weeks ago, and we had numerous people come out taking advantage of the vaccine. And on a personal note, I've had my vaccine. I had no impact from it whatsoever, and a lot of people are coming out here since it started at 11. They're going under this tent. They're giving all their information, getting the vaccine. They're watched carefully for a short time, and then they're on their way. And again, we stress all the time how important the vaccination against COVID-19 is for our community, and so we're encouraging everybody to come out here to Compassion Corner, take advantage of these vaccinations that are available to the public. As you come down, they'll take you right into the tent and they'll ask you some questions, and then you'll be on your way and getting that vaccination. So very important for our community to take part in this, and I know we're happy to be part of this as well here at Compassion Corner. Nicole, we'll send it back to you.
Kevin, really quick, I do have a question. You're saying a little goodie basket. What can people expect if they do come down there and get the vaccine? What are they going to take home with them?
Well, I've been told that it's a food box, and I've seen people walk away some oranges and some other food in a bag, and they've got snow cones, and once you're done, they've got several booths set up on the back side of the big tent here, and they've got other services that you can tap into as well. So we've got the vaccination clinic, but there's other resources that are at your disposal as well.
Clinica Sierra Vista is now offering rapid COVID-19 testing and COVID-19 vaccinations. Call 833-278-4584 to make your appointment. But don't delay. Clinica Sierra Vista, putting patients first.
All right, now to Kern's sober reality, with Bakersfield Police conducting a DUI and driver's license checkpoint last night. Now, the checkpoint was held on Old River Road and near Camino Media from 6 p.m. to 11:45. Police say they screened over 1,300 cars and arrested 2 drivers for driving under the influence. 10 drivers were cited for driving on a suspended license. In addition to officers, District Attorney Cynthia Zimmer was also there last night, along with members of her staff and Mothers Against Drunk Driving.
During the pandemic, people started drinking more. And so we want that, habit to be broken. I mean, you drink at home, that's fine, but you can't drink and drive. And so we really are out here to try to a lot of awareness and bring awareness to issues.
According to BPD, penalties stemming from drunk driving arrests can include jail time, fines, court fees, and DUI classes that could cost more than $10,000. And according to the Kern County District Attorney's Office, our community sees at least 4,000 DUI arrests made each year. That's more than 11 DUI arrests per day. Our local chapter of Mothers Against Drunk Driving held an awards ceremony to honor our local law enforcement officers, prosecutors, and other community members who keep drunk drivers off the streets. Over 35 people were honored for their hard work to keep those drunk and drug drivers off of our streets.
At its core, MAD provides services to victims and families of drunk and drug driving crashes at no cost. Successfully lobby to support stronger drunk driving laws, deliver underage drinking prevention strategies to thousands of teens, and we are single-handedly responsible for changing the apathetic culture surrounding drinking and driving.
MAD says impaired driving continues to be the leading cause of death or injuries in our country. They are working to fix that problem. Well, Bakersfield police are asking for help finding a missing 12-year-old girl, Anaya Yancey. Police say she was last seen on Marla Avenue near Olive Drive last night around 7:25. Yancey is described as 5'1", 110 pounds with black hair and brown eyes. She was wearing a gray sweater, black jeans, and purple sandals. Police say Yancey is considered at risk because of her age and developmental challenges. Anyone with information on her whereabouts is asked to contact police at 327-7111. Meantime, the family of a missing McFarland man is now offering a reward for information that reunites them with their son. 27-year-old Oscar Oliva was last seen on April 11th around 7 p.m. on San Lucas Street. His family says he is diabetic and was also receiving medical care. They're asking anyone with information to do the right thing. He is 5 feet 10 inches tall and weighs about 170 pounds. Anyone with information on Oscar's whereabouts is asked to contact McFarland Police at 792-2121. And the search continues for a 68-year-old man, Charles Prunty. He was last seen on April 10th, leaving his Bakersfield home. The sheriff's office says he is believed to be off of his diabetes medication. Anyone who has seen him is urged to contact 911. Meantime, fire crews responded to a fire at a home on Greenville Court in Southwest Bakersfield last night. Video sent to our newsroom showed large plumes of smoke coming from the home's garage as firefighters worked to put out the blaze. Several engines were called to the scene. No word yet on a cause for that fire or whether anyone was hurt in that blaze. And Kern County Fire Chief David Witt is hanging up his badge. The department made the announcement this morning that Witt will retire at the end of July. KCFD says Chief Witt has helped our community during this time, including adding improvements to firefighter safety, facilities, equipment, and operational organization. The department has not said yet who will take over Chief Witt's place. Taking a look around town, starting this week, you can adopt a new furry friend for just $5. Kern County Animal Services announced they'll be offering reduced adoption fees every Friday through the end of July. Also, KCAS will waive all dog adoption fees for those who have been at the shelter for 30 days or longer. The deal is happening at the Bakersfield and Lake Isabella locations. To see what furry friends are available to take home, head to kerncountyanimalservices.org. It's that time of year again. Mosquitoes are making a return to Kern County. Now, Kern has had a history with the West Nile virus since 2004 and has averaged about 25 human infections every year, and it's expected to be no different this year. Now, Aedes aegypti mosquitoes have adapted to our extreme heat, but it's not just the Aedes we should be concerned for.
Mosquitoes transmit disease, unfortunately. One disease that is endemic to Kern County is West Nile virus. Now, although it's the culex that primarily transmits that, the Aedes are capable. Regardless, any mosquito has the potential of transmitting these, these illnesses, these viruses. So we want to protect ourselves always, not even here in Kern County, but when we travel.
Now, there are things you can do to protect yourself and your little ones from the ankle biters. Corson says bug repellent that's EPA approved is safe for children 2 months and older. She says just be mindful when putting it on them and avoid their hands, especially if they're young. There's also a new business in town helping to combat those pesky mosquitoes. 17's Marco Torres will have more tomorrow on Sunrise. Finally at noon, good news, chocoholics. A small new study suggests that eating it first thing in the morning may have some benefits. Now, the trial involves 19 postmenopausal women who either ate 100 grams of milk chocolate within an hour after waking up or within an hour before bedtime for 2 weeks. The researchers found it did not lead to weight gain when compared to those who did not consume chocolate. In fact, scientists say eating chocolate decreased hunger and the desire for sweets. Now, the experts say more research is needed, including a study with a larger sample size. But good news for us. The 17 News at Noon podcast is a production of KGET and Nexstar Media Group. For more on all of the headlines in today's show, head to kget.com.